The gauntlet has been thrown well and truly down. Would you welcome in the red corner, representing the federal government, the Minister for Sustainability and Environment, Tony Burke.
Thanks, Koshy. To welcome people formally, official guests and fun guests who are here today. It is great to be here with you again. I've been coming to these for many, many years now, and I've spoken a couple of times before. I've never turned it into a political speech, and I don't intend to start to today, no matter what the provocation. I will say, the one thing I'll say as a member of the Labor Party is normally when we attend dinners in the city, they're at Chinese restaurants so that there are chopsticks on the table rather than knives. This morning I did one of my little parliamentary things at a local school in Campsie, and I thought it said everything about just how Australian St Patrick's Day is and how important the Irish community is to Australia, where the children there were from every heritage. There probably would have been about, of the 80 kids, there were probably 2 where English was the language they spoke in the home. But every one of those kids at St Mel's Campsie today was wearing green because they knew, and their uniform's not green, they weren't cheating, because they knew that the celebration of today is part of the celebration of Australia. And for my own part, for my own heritage, I've always owned that because that's my lineage. Many of mine came out of County Clare following the famine. We had one convict, and I know there's all the romance and story about the Irish convicts here were sent for small crimes and they weren't guilty. Mine was guilty. Mine was very, very guilty. In fact, for a long time we were proud of his guilt. We'd always been told in the family folklore that he was sent out here for stealing arms, and we always thought he was part of the Irish resistance. We were terribly proud. One of my sisters rather stupidly went out and searched the family history and went and got the original documents. And there it said he was transported to the colony of New South Wales for stealing arms, spelt ALMS. He was stealing from the poor box at church. But there was no family shame. He was stealing from the Church of Ireland, which wasn't where... We just viewed it as redistribution of wealth in Ireland. That was our approach. But interestingly, when I think of those kids who were there at school, what bits of heritage they have that we've let go of. For myself, one of the last to arrive, Janie Jones, as she came out on the boat in about 1867, crocheted some fabric. That fabric was made into a christening robe that was used for everyone in my family in the 19th century, and which in recent years my daughters were baptised in as well, in that same christening robe. I think of the importance of the heritage and the story of coming here and the connection you feel with the people who are still arriving in Australia from that same counties. But there's a lot that those kids in Campsie today had that we as an Irish community in Australia don't have. They have a language to speak at home that was largely denied to us in Australia. And there are many aspects of culture which we let go of, or were forced to let go of. But we do have the love of a heritage, we do have a spirit of egalitarianism, we do have a love of music, and on a day like today, we can show the rest of the nation we know how to celebrate, and it's great to be doing that with you.
And Tony, a piece of Waterford from the Lansdowne Club. Thank you.